The Democratic Party, Jesse, prides itself on saying they're about youth, energy, optimism. They have a bunch of angry old white octogenarians running their party. It starts with Joe Biden. It also includes Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Senate for them, Nancy Pelosi, the leader in the House. Everybody looks like they're sucking on 12 lemons, no joy on the job. And you know who's angry, Joe Biden? People who are paying $5 a gallon for gas, supply chain crisis. How about loading up a box of baby formula for some of these moms who are literally fearful, Jesse, that they can't feed their children. The other thing is, let's just go back in time. This is nonsense. He doesn't understand what the COVID food box program was put together by the USDA in 2020. It actually helped farmers get paid because they had an excess of food with all the restaurants and hotels closed, and it helped people get food for free. So of course people stood in line to do that. Everybody was nervous during COVID. But has he been to a food pantry ever, or recently a soup kitchen? No. The need is incredible. You know, the cupboards are bare all over this country now because of his economy and this crisis. But just circling back to the anger problem, it's a serious thing. Sometimes it's very scary and frightening to see for this reason. Presidents, especially Democratic presidents in the past, have always been seen as compassionate and caring about you. Joe Biden's personal attributes have been in the tank for about 8 months now. He's not getting that back. Everything he promised to do, unify, be compassionate, show empathy, he just doesn't have it, and it shows.
You're right. And that kind of started with the divisive vaccine comments. You know, he was blasting you if you didn't get vaxxed. And then his just total heartless withdrawal from Afghanistan was so sloppy and detached. People thought he didn't have a soul. Something significant was said by someone who's considered significant in the Beltway, David Gergen, who's considered, the preeminent journalist / pundit in the Beltway. He said basically that Biden shouldn't run again. Listen.
You're saying that neither Trump nor Biden should run again, even Biden, the incumbent?
I believe it would be in the best interest of the country for someone in their 80s to step back. Regardless of party. You can't assume that a person is going to be healthy and mentally all there through their early 80s. You just can't assume that. The chances are you're more vulnerable and things are going to go the other way.
So do you see this as the elder statesman in the mainstream media trying to nudge Joe out already?
Yes, and to David Gergen's credit, he's been an advisor to 4 different presidents from both parties, and he's basically saying Joe Biden's my peer, and I don't think he's got the mental acuity. I also think it's the Democratic Party trying to get to the next generation, but not so fast. They had 25 people running against Joe Biden. They ended up with Joe Biden, and Kamala's no better. I mean, Jesse, we have 107,000 overdose deaths last year. That's filling up Dodger Stadium twice, and yet you don't have Kamala Harris even saying, I'll take on the drug crisis. She would probably laugh at the word overdose. You don't have her saying, I'll help feed hungry kids. She'd probably laugh at the word hunger. So even when you look at their bench for the Democrats, the younger group, what do we got? Beto O'Rourke doing the root canal on his skateboard. Cory Booker sounds like a Hallmark card. I mean, it's not impressive at all. Gretchen Whitmer, it's just not impressive at all. So I actually think Joe Biden does want to run for re-election. This has been his life dream to be the president. And rather than worried about what's in our trunk, let's start worrying about what's upstairs in his head, because I think it's starting to cause serious national security and homeland security implications.
All right. You'd think if you had the first female vice president, you might put her out there to say something about the lack of baby formula. Just a thought, common sense.
So afraid. She's got Roe versus Wade now. She's finally found, common sense.
Check out Here's the Deal, Kellyanne Conway. Thanks again.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.